Oh, what's up, dude? Who's this? Oh, PA Junior. What's up, man?
What's good, man? What's
Hey,
going
welcome
on?
to the gathering. Good to have you, dude.
Cool, thanks. I had trouble with my computer for a while. This is my first time doing like one of these live chats, so
Yeah, he was having
you
problems
know,
with his mic.
yeah, I
Nice.
just figured it out. I switched my browser as well, so that kind of helps.
Hey, I remember you. I read your stuff.
That's what's up. That's cool.
All right, I'm going dark again.
Yeah, I think Satori was just saying that we kind of skipped over the analysis of Mac's first quick little.
Oh, it's fine. You know what? I'd rather get to PA Junior's poem.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so I'm live. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'll just shoot right in it. It's called "Fuck a Newsfeed." I don't give a fuck about your newsfeed. Perhaps the feeling is mutual. However, I don't want to see you through a newsfeed. I don't want to visit you virtually. I want to pierce your time with my reality. I want to exceed a 280 character limitation. I want to troll you with my constructive opinion. I want to exploit that which I call a live exchange. Deactivate your newsfeed and take this hiatus with me away from alternative reality. That's it.
Dude. That's great.
Thanks, man.
Love it.
Yeah, I
Love it.
that.
Love it. I see I see connections with what Satori, like a lot of thematic connections with what Satori writes about. And I think what a lot of us write about is this frustration of social media and trying to break out of that bubble. And I think what this poem gives us is, each line has a different idea of how to break that status quo of how to interact with one another and how to bring humanity to the forefront. And I think it was really effective for that. It was great. Thanks for sharing that, dude.
Dope, man. Thanks a lot. I'm so happy I get to, share with you guys, and shout out to Satori, man. He was one that was just always contacting me and putting me on into different groups and sending me tokens and stuff like that. So hey, shout out Satori, man, all the way from New York City.
For sure.
Yeah, man, dope. But I guess just let me give a quick background about this piece. So basically, this was inspired by a song I was listening to by I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Jace Harley. So he put out an album called Free Porn, the memoir of an American heathen. And he has a line in the song where he goes something like, his family only knows him through a newsfeed. And, I just wrote a book, and I have in my new book, I put a piece about social media. And, it struck me because I was like, man, I took a long hiatus. You can ask like Satori, if you guys see me, like I'm on and off because, I could be so compulsive. So, sometimes I really need a break from things. So, I'm always taking a hiatus, and like that line really struck me, and it inspired me to write this piece where, I was just like, hey man, like take this hiatus. Like it's cool to take a nice long break. It sucks that I don't get to like see you guys as often because this is like my second home. Like I feel safe in on this platform. So like whenever I'm on here, I'm on Instagram and shit like that, but it's not the same love, it's not the same energy, it's not the same freedom, it's not the same ideas. So like that's where that piece came from. And I'd love to hear, more poems.
One of the things that I would say about it is like, we've read a bunch of poetry in this this feed, this room. But that was the first time that I felt like I was transformed to a coffee shop somewhere in like New York. It had a real live vibe to it that I found really energetic. I usually like to read these things, but this time I wanted to listen to it. Because you delivered it so well, and it's a cool poem as well. You know what I mean? It's definitely got a neat feel to it. With the piercing, and I want to exploit and deactivate, and all these power words. So that sort of associate us with being online and being, in a place like Minds or Facebook or wherever. So good job.
If I could echo on top of that, it's interesting hearing a poem, and the poem is it just like it sounds good, like it's meant to be read, but to have a poem talk about breaking through the limitations of social media in this kind of context, like I'm reminded that the power of poetry is one of those avenues to break through the usual inhumane, automatic, numbers driven kind of interaction, and that a poem has the potential of being that kind of rich and novel experience and expression. And thinking that while also being within the medium of poetry in your poem has a cool effect. It's effective. It's nice.
Thanks a lot, man. I'm really humbled, especially because of, this group. Like, I think highly of all my brothers and sisters on Minds. Like, honestly, just to get feedback like that and to read like other poets, on this platform, like it really gives me like a certain type of feeling that is inexplainable. Like you don't find that. Sometimes you don't even find that in like real time scenarios. Like I don't often get to have the type of discussion and understanding from like people in a whole nother type of, in this type of platform. Like it's sometimes it saddens me, but it's also like, hey, at least I got a place where I could connect and feel like one. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, shout out to everybody. Thank you so much. I got more. I'd love to hear you guys too. So
yeah, let's keep it going. Thank you so much. Definitely.
Actually, I had to restart because I couldn't hear him. I didn't hear him read it. I'm depressed
you missed
now.
out. Yeah, you missed out.
Chat on the right if you just want to read it.
Yeah, I read it, but can I have an encore?
Last week we did that every time almost.
Yeah,
right?
you should do an encore. Go. You should read another.
read the same one. Yeah, Satori.
Yeah,
I gotta
read the
do it
same
for
one.
Satori, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, Satori
sure.
did it. He put if it wasn't for Satori, honestly, I wouldn't even be in this chat. So, yo, man, like I'm surprised. I'm upset that I even thought twice about that. I'll just read the same one, bro, and then we could keep going. We'll just keep going after that. So,
My favorite part is trolling with constructive opinion.
Yeah.
That is a troll, man. That's the ultimate troll. Some people can't handle that, You give them a constructive opinion, they're like, ah, shit, that's a Trump. You beat me there.
And I like the ending. I mean, deactivate your newsfeed and take a hiatus with me away from alternate reality. Like the reality you're talking in isn't the real one. Let's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of cool to me. It's sort of like, whoa, yeah, all right. You mean like the real world?
And it was like you broke through the newsfeed of this platform while you were reading it, by the way you were reading it. Like broke through the format of it being on social media itself. Just broke the fabric in a certain sense. I felt like, at least.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it kind of goes back to when I rebooted and came back in, and how you were saying about how you have respect for Minds and the people on Minds. I think initially a lot of us came here to break our newsfeed, to kind of get away from that stuff, or at least in a sense This is it was there's still kind of like the wild west of minds, and that a lot of us, at least the people that I gravitate to, are trying to constantly break that news feed. And I think in a broader sense, this is my thing that I'm pushing towards or pulling towards. What I'm trying to do with Imaginarium and with the open mic video edits is to kind of like say, hey, we could do things different here. We could actually be social, actually connect, actually have fun, actually fucking break our news feed and do all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah, this is a topic I could talk for hours on. That, I mean, I love being here, and I think it is what you make of it, you know? And it's we're making this. Like this, I think this is part of breaking that kind of mold of trying something. You know, this is experimental, this is untested, and it's flawed, and you know, there's some awkward moments, but like in the end, we're here together and we're staying together and we're reading fucking poetry. That's a cool thing.